It's been a long time since I last played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but with the release of the Teal Mask DLC, I had a chance to enjoy it once again. The main story is only a few hours long, so in order to enjoy it to its fullest and make it feel like a fresh new game, I will only be using shiny Pokemon. Our journey starts when we receive a call from Mr. Jack, who tells us that we are one of the chosen few selected to visit the land of Kitakami for a school trip or something. I don't know, I was kinda distracted. When we landed in Kitakami, we had to go to the city just up ahead. But the problem was that right when you enter, you meet these other kids and they challenge you to a battle. So my only choice was to catch a shiny in this small little route. I had to hope and pray that at some point while resetting, an outbreak would happen here since the game doesn't let you leave the route until you enter the city. So-called open world game, huh? Upon our lucky stars, we got an outbreak for Poochyena. At the time, I didn't think it was a good shiny for me to invest my time in, so I got greedy and reset until a few moments later, we found a Spinarak Horde. Now Spinarak is a shiny I can get behind. It has this very calming blue color that I like, and so the hunt had begun. Slowly but surely, hours of my life were being drained away. This was no easy search. The Spinarak would camouflage themselves with the grass that had a mind of its own on whether it wanted to appear or not. And with the absolutely pixelated and laggy graphics, it's not easy to see anything, and I'm not over exaggerating. 4 hours into the hunt, and I think I start getting some feelings that could be considered frustration? Die, 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 die. Oh my god, no!
6.5 hours later.
You've gotta be kidding me. Shiny Poochyena, what even? Why? After all that hard work, Shiny Poochyena, the golden child, wasn't even part of the outbreak, so it was actually a full-on shiny encounter. It's kinda ironic considering I ditched the Poochyena outbreak to begin with, but as I played the game, its shiny was growing on me and I actually became very fond of it. Now that I finally had a shiny Pokemon, we could actually play the game. So our first task was battling another student who is a local of Kitakami, and she's pretty on edge, to say the least. Well, would you look at that? With her having 3 Pokemon, I had to use some shady methods of getting through this battle. Hopper, I supplied you with every drug imaginable. What more could you want? It was pretty lucky for us that I could still lose the battle and progress in the game. After getting acquainted with everyone the next day, we had to battle Carmine's little brother, and that didn't go too well either. The fact that I lost 2 fights in a row just goes to show how easy this game can be. So after a bunch of dialogue spamming, we were finally free to explore the land of Kitakami. Okay, so clearly I needed another Pokemon on my team. On this route, I found some really cool Pokemon like Ralts and Vulpix and was hoping that I could get either one of them as a mass outbreak. Eventually, I did find a Ralts outbreak, so I headed over to the Wistful Fields and started getting all the knockouts that I needed to increase my odds. Also, I did happen to find Mr. Jack at some point, and he handed over an egg to us that he got from another region. So I kept it on hand just in case it hatched into a shiny Pokemon. I mean, how cool would that be? Turtwig? I guess the Sinnoh stars are back in the game. Is that normal? That Ralts is eating an apple. Okay, maybe look away. Do it. Do it. Wait, there's a shiny! There's a shiny! What am I doing messing around? There's a shiny right next to it! I found that shiny within doing 15 minutes of doing picnic resets, and it's fair to say that it was almost a compensation as I never found Spinarak. It was a male Ralts, but I still wanted a Gardevoir by the end of things, so here we have... Gardevoir? Eh? So if you don't know the story of this game, there's this old folktale about a group of Pokemon called the Loyal Three. We are tasked with researching them by reading 3 signboards that are placed in different parts of the map. So the first signboard was located past this nice little apple orchard, which would soon lead to my demise, where my sanity gets chipped piece by piece until there's nothing left to break away. But more on that later. Apparently, these 3 loyal Pokemon laid down their lives and defended the village against an ogre who came down the mountain looking to cause trouble. So the villagers buried them at this very shrine. So I kept resetting until I found this horde of Wooper. I know I haven't caught any new Pokemon yet, but it's so cute and derpy. How can you pass up on the little guy? Koraidon? Please? Okay, you're gonna have to help me out here at some point. Wait, is that pink? You better believe it is, shiny Wooper! This is the dream. It's been like less than 2 hours. We didn't want a damp Gardevoir. This is not cool. I know it's not blue anymore, but bluey just fits, you know? Look at it hop around, guys. You can't tell me that you're a hater. With my shiny team coming together, it was time to take on Kieran in another battle. Yeah, that didn't end up too well. Okay, enough's enough. I'm done playing games. The moment I see his stupid ass, I'm yeeting it. So, as we both go to take a look at the ogre's den, we get a sneaky little feed pic. Something that's been missing in the Pokemon games. And something else that goes missing is me asking you to like the video and consider subscribing, huh? Anyways, later that night a festival is meant to take place, so in preparation, we get violated.
What is that?
But before that, Carmine wants to battle us, again. And if you notice, she's kind of been flirty with her dialogue, which is neither here nor there. But this time, she used a new Pokemon called Sinistra, and what do you know? I whited out again. Great. It wasn't even a close fight, so I'm gonna need way more members. Wooper ain't doing nothing for me, and let's not even talk about Poochyena. I mean, I guess I could evolve them. After changing my switch clock for ages, we finally got an outbreak for Poltergeist. It's a new Pokemon. You know the thing that just sweeped us? Yeah, that, but it's baby form. Yeah, with it being such a tiny Pokemon and having a greenish shiny form, it wouldn't be easy with the grass blending in. But I was ready to shiny hunt the heck out of this, cause I really wanted to give Carmine a taste of her own medicine. But when I got to the spot on the map, there was no Poltergeist in sight. Am I going crazy? Where are the freaking Pokemon? It says you're right here, but you're not. So what the fuck? This time around we got Vulpix as an outbreak, so I was super excited. Please don't glitch out like the stupid Poltergeist piece of crap. Yes. Yes. We found him. We found the Vulpix horde. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. Goddamn beautiful. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This game is so slow. It runs at like 10 FPS at times, and it's not even funny. You call this a AAA title? How does this run on the Switch? Come on, this is the Pokemon company we're talking about. Step up your game, jeez. Okay, I had to get that little rant out of the way, and I know some of you stans are out for my blood right now, but you gotta admit it. Anyways, you came for a shiny? Well, here's your shiny. No way! No way, I wasn't even done! I'm just 42 encounters in! Shiny Vulpix, no way, we got so lucky here. We don't even need to hunt it. We're out of here. We're out of here. I'm so glad. I don't want to do this. 10 FPS crap. I'm going home. As you can see, I was pretty happy with that. We got Megan Fox, and I couldn't have asked for a faster shiny hunt. Now, it was time for our revenge against Carmine and our filthy Sinistcha. I love that Vulpix was the lone survivor of that fight. Just goes to show that it was the difference. While we're at the festival, the ogre makes an appearance, and just as we were about to catch up to it, it disappeared, dropping its mask behind. Okay, so it's story time. Bada, man and ogre come to village. Village scared of man and ogre. Ogre and man go to cave. One villager make mask for ogre and man. Now wearing masks, both come to village. Villagers happy. 3 greedy Pokemon go to cave. Steal 3 masks. Ogre comes angry to village. Defeat the 3 Pokemon. Now everyone in village scared. You got that? Well, I hope you did, cause I sure didn't. Is it just me, or did anybody else forget that she existed while playing the game? It was time for my next shiny hunt, and I wanted to catch a new Pokemon in this DLC. And what do you know? I got Applin as an outbreak. For those of you that aren't aware, Applin has a new evolution called Diplin, so it was a great choice. Although, shiny hunting for an apple Pokemon in an area covered by regular apples and trees blocking my sight was not my smartest decision. And not only is it incredibly difficult to pay attention, but there are also Applin that hang up from the tree branches. I can barely see the Applin on the ground, and now they want me to look at every individual tree too? No, I wasn't doing that. I just accepted my fate if a shiny Applin were to be hanging from a tree, and so the hunt had begun. Is this what I'm doing for a living now? This was taking way too long, so I decided to sweat my pants off and get myself a Herba Mystica. With these, I could make the shiny sandwich, boosting spawns of dragon types, and this was proving to be useful as I started getting more spawns. But this also meant that the chance of an Applin on a tree being shiny was much higher. So about an hour later, this happened. You've gotta be kidding me! No! You guys matched too, just great. Okay, you can be the brothers of suckage. I know it's a shiny Pokemon, but it's not the shiny that I wanted. I mean, I'm a beggar, but I'm a chooser too. The worst part about all this was that now I had to save my game, and I couldn't use the shiny sandwich anymore, so there goes all that hard work down the drain. Even though it wasn't the Pokemon that I wanted, I still made the most of it. I named it BDSP in memory of the running ferret and evolved it immediately. Shiny Ferret is an upgrade and a half, not necessarily color-wise, but it's so goddamn cute with its stubby little legs. Okay, I just had a quick thought, but if you could change any Pokemon shiny, which Pokemon and why? Oh my god, it's been so long. I don't even feel like celebrating. Look at it, it's so camouflaged. Let's do this for the boys! Get back here, you scoundrel! Shiny Applin. This thing's taken like over 8 hours, man. Oh my god, I think I have a migraine. With a full team at our disposal, it was finally time to check up on the 3rd signboard. In a battle with Kieran, he shows off the evolution called Diplin, and I can't wait to see what its shiny form is like, but how exactly do I evolve it? I have no idea how far into the DLC I am, so I think it's a good time to say goodbye to our adorable shiny Vulpix and say hello to the majestic Silver Ninetales. With those icy blue tips at the end of each of its 9 tails, it just has a vibe that is unmatched. I'm gonna make you swallow a coughing whole. Like, are you okay? Like, this is every Pokemon fan's reaction to the DLC right now. Why is it so laggy? This is a cutscene, and it's so laggy. Kinda random, but the game decided to throw a boss Milotic our way, and when we defeated it, we got the item needed to fix the mask that the ogre had dropped a while ago. Kieran, for some reason, has an obsession with the ogre, so he stole the mask, went to the Shrine of the Loyal Three, and kind of weird coincidence, but his hair color is kind of the same theme as them. And when he takes a punch at the wall, it activates some contraption, bringing them back to life and out of the shrine. I think they ran off to beat up the ogre at its den, so it was now our job to stop them, I guess. With a big fight coming up, I felt that it was necessary to evolve Applin, not because it's weak, but because it's weak. In order to evolve it, you have to grab a syrupy apple from a vending machine located at the Mossville Confluence. From looking like a green apple, it transforms into a caramel-covered candy apple, and apparently, it can evolve again, considering the Eviolite works on it, so you better believe that I'm starting off with it once the next DLC comes out. I think this moment calls for a picture, huh? Our first battle was up against Monkey Dory, which is a lot like Mojo Jojo, so I expected it to be a psychic type. Fart was able to beat it all by itself, which just goes to show how weak the lousy three are. Carmine and Kieran soon joined the fray, and I gotta say that Carmine is really shaping up to be one of my favorite characters considering I hated her the moment we met. The three of them split up and went off to different areas of the map, where we must take them down in their titanic forms. You're probably wondering how they got huge to begin with. Well, apparently, the stupid townsfolk fed them so much mochi that they became stronger. So that's just great. First up was Pheasantipity. The game mentioned something about being a dull Pokemon at first that became exotic with a wish, so I assumed it was a fairy type. Gardevoir and Ninetales stepped up to the plate to put it in its place. The other two also had descriptions like that one, Monkey Dory for wisdom and Okidogi for strength, so I could only assume that they would be psychic and fighting types alongside their primary poison. Please don't tell me that this was a mistake. Wait, that's what you look like? That's not bad at all. Okay, I get it, you don't like me. I really wanted to replace Fart on the team, so I began shiny hunting once again. Shinx has always been one of my favorites, and its shiny is no slouch either. This nice open area where I don't have to move at all made it so easy for me to reset, and within like an hour... But just look at it. Shinx posing for the camera, what a cutie. I swear upon all the Magikarp in the world, I will protect you. Now let's catch shiny Shinx, it is so precious. The yellow and black play off each other so well, and with us coming towards the end of the game, I needed to evolve it into a Luxray, especially since we had Monkey Dory around the corner. Its eyes look so sick and it means it's ready for business. Monkey Dory was the smallest one, yet it looked like it became bigger than the others, so I guess Pokemon haven't learned a little something called scaling, just like their gym battles. Anyways, with two of the stolen masks retrieved, I made my way back into town where we met someone who could give Cynthia a run for her money. I don't think I'd mind becoming a simp. And I think it's fair to say that she was the best thing to come out of the DLC. I've been trying to shiny hunt one specific Pokemon for a while now, Litwick. It gets this orange flame and becomes a whole lot cooler as Chandelure, but just like the case with Poltergeist, I assume it has to be nighttime for them to spawn, so I thought about doing Rockruff instead, but then I realized, hey, its evolutions are also a time-based event! In this game, day-night cycles work on a 72-minute basis, so I waited and waited, but it just never came. Then I read somewhere that during the main story of the DLC, the time of day is fixed based on the story and can't be changed, which sucks. An open world game where I'm stopped from doing what I want? And that's two shiny Pokemon I wasn't able to get my hands on, so after the battle with Okidogi, I just went for the easiest one I could find. Somehow, Wooper clutched up the battle versus Titanic Okidogi, and I think it's only fair that I let it evolve after such a resounding performance. With Heracross being such a huge Pokemon, I didn't have to move around, and considering it's shiny is it dressing up for the Barbie movie, I'd say it was pretty easy to find. Yes, I'm done! I'm done, the final shiny. Just making sure it's a situation where we don't have two shinies on screen, but that is what we're talking about. Look at it, it's like a hot pink. With that, my final team was complete and every member had something unique about them. In a final showdown against Kieran, the stakes were high as the one victorious would get to keep Ogerpon to themselves. And so, things worked out perfectly as each of my Pokemon picked up a kill to put the guy in his misery. All that was left to do was battle Ogerpon in a final showdown to show that I am worthy. And with that, the Teal Mask DLC had reached its conclusion. Did I have fun? Sure. Was I frustrated? Yes. Is this AAA title worthy? Is it worth $35? No.